Hi, this is the 4th episode of the Voynich Manuscript podcast, where today we'll be covering the Voynich Manuscript. I'm
Wonderful.
Finn Hammersley, and today I'm joined by...
Sky?
Quinn!
Brilliant. So, first of all, do any of you know anything about the Voynich Manuscript?
Absolutely not.
Besides you telling me before this episode, it's called the Voynich Manuscript, that's about it.
It is
Brilliant.
Yeah.
a manuscript.
Amazing.
I know,
And
right?
Voynich.
Yes. Alright. So, just a bit about the actual book before I get into like its mysteries and shit.
Oh, it's a book?
It's a book.
It's a book?
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
a
the manuscript is.
Well, hang on now. I know that. I just didn't know
Do
it was like
you?
a full book.
Yeah, so it's basically a fully illustrated codex, handwritten in an otherwise unknown writing system, which just has commonly been referred to as Voynichese.
the
Very,
fuck?
very
It's
original.
like its own language.
Yeah,
Voynichese.
basically. The book is made out of vellum, which is animal skin. I believe it's mainly composed of calf skin.
Yeah.
And recently, recently is in the 60s, it was carbon dated to early 15th century, so anywhere between 1404 and 1438. So we've got an old one on our hands.
Yeah.
Oh, my we do.
Yeah, before we get in, any theories before we start?
Some weird bastard was like, alright, I'm gonna make... this might work good as a cover. Oh, wow. Is anyone gonna think this is weird? Nah, we're fine.
A cover for what?
I don't know, like it's made out of calf skin. It's like, alright, this is what I'm gonna use to write on, and this is the cover of the book. Ooh.
Okay, so let me tell you now, the book is 240 pages long.
Holy
So
shit.
not that long.
Okay, I want to say it's either
200,
like
that's not bad.
a
240.
fairy tale.
Yeah, that's still not that bad.
It's more than most of my D&D books.
Yeah, but that's your reading abilities. I'm sorry, I'm joking.
I feel hurt.
I want to say, is it kind of like a fairy tale, like the Grimm Brothers
Grimm
sort of
Brothers.
thing, or a Bible story that someone just randomly fucking made up?
So, like, let me show
As
you.
real- as real as
let me show you-
Scientology.
where's-
Those
where's
are
my
my
mouse?
two currently.
There it is. So, if I show you, it's actually more closely akin to, like, scientific diagrams. So,
Okay.
Oh, Science Boy.
yeah,
Science
science
book.
boys. Like, all of this shit.
These illustrations are really fucking good.
I know, like, for 14th century.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
They didn't know how
They-
to draw back then.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. No great art came out of that time period.
Nope. Da Vinci,
No,
who is he?
absolutely
Wait, no,
not.
I think that was 17th century, actually. So, yeah, who is he? So, there is evidence that pages of the book are missing. And
Okay.
there's also evidence that it basically someone started writing it, stopped for a few years, then continued back again.
I
So-
mean, I'm not surprised at both of those.
So
Yeah,
it's- It has pages 1 through 10, then goes straight to 14, 15, and so forth.
Astonishingly, the pages aren't numbered, so...
So,
well, I didn't think they would have to number pages back in the 14th century.
Oh yeah, because there were so many pages to number.
yeah, 204... Wait, so how'd they
I'm
know?
a bit confused by my own insult.
How'd they know that it was, that there were pages missing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not that clever, and my research isn't that good. So,
Okay, got it.
like, seriously, this research was
You know
done...
how you rip pages out of books and it leaves that little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
near the spine? Yeah, I
Maybe.
think that could be.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay,
my
fair enough.
research consists of me half-hyped on tea at about 11:30 at night, just writing furiously, because I think
What
it's
kind of tea?
mainly English.
Oh, love it. Love it.
Oh,
Like the one I'm
really?
drinking right now. Shut up.
Hey, tea is great.
Tea is tea. Anyway.
Tea is tea!
Is dynamite.
I would say we're spilling the tea on the manuscript.
Please
This
don't. It's,
episode.
it's like 700 years old. Please don't.
Everything else has already been exposed.
You can actually buy the Voynich Manuscript, like
You can buy
copies
it.
of it.
Oh, really?
But,
Okay.
like, I tried to get one in time for this episode, but I couldn't because it's like $70 for like a proper copy of the Voynich Manuscript.
This is interesting talking about a book because we were literally in QBD.
Oh,
Like,
Buying furry books.
Beastars.
you
Yeah.
were buying the fairy book.
Yeah, they weren't doing anything.
For all of you who aren't aware, Sky is a furry.
That is, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the book. Some of the pages are fold out, like you can fold out.
Oh,
It makes
yeah.
a big
Oh,
page.
yeah.
Like a Playboy magazine.
Like a Playboy magazine. And like some of the pages are varying sizes, so like, oh yeah, this one's A4 and then this one's a bit less, I guess. Most of the pages have fantastical drawings and diagrams of people, plants, and astrology on them.
Okay.
Something also funny, there are also some crudely drawn pornography in sections of the books.
I'm not
The
surprised.
Kama Sutra.
The Kama Sutra, yeah. Like this one, for example. Just lines of people. Fucking.
Yes,
Just lines of
yes. I
people.
feel much feelings from this drawing.
Are they erotic feelings?
Man,
This isn't the worst nude portrait I've seen.
Probably the
We
worst
have
one.
a book at home. It's like Sexualia or something. It's very interesting and very terrifying at the same time. The photos in that are manic.
I would love to see it one day. But
I'll send you photos.
send me a copy.
I will.
So yeah, any theories so far? Or any theories now that you've heard about all the stuff in the book?
I think maybe this is like someone really strange person's journal where they're like, all right, so this is like day one, yada yada yada. Oh, I want to draw this.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Now I'm a bit bored. I'm going to draw some porn. I'm going to draw some science facts, and they just they went
like
nuts
a-
with
like
it. It's
a,
just it's a diary.
like a scrapbook of
Yeah.
Yeah.
stories and
It's just a
shit.
scrapbook of random shit this
Scrapbook
person wanted
of
to write down.
A scrapbook of wonders, if you will.
Yeah. So the book doesn't actually technically have a name.
Okay.
It's
Because it's a
named-
diary.
It's named after Wilfred Voynich, a Polish book dealer who purchased it in 1912.
Oh, so someone did all the work and he took all the credit.
Well, I think he was the first person ever recorded to own the book, so that's why it was named after him.
Ah,
Yeah.
got it.
The Voyniches in the book, by many... God, my writing is awful. The Voyniches in the book was tried to cracked by many amateur and professional cryptographers, including like top code breakers from the First and Second World War. Like, you know Alan Turing?
Yeah, I think I've heard that name. Yeah.
Yeah, he was inventor of the Turing test, and
Ah, yeah.
he basically helped win the Second World War because of his code breaking abilities. And he had a crack at this, and nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only for big wrinkle brains.
Big wrinkle brain.
Big wrinkle brain.
Big wrinkle brain.
Big
So
wrinkle
is
brain.
is the language in it just like very kerfuffled and like not very make sensey? Like,
Well, it's not in any known language. It's
okay.
I mean, someone has basically gone, yes, A is this, B is this, yada yada yada. Like this symbol is this letter's equivalent.
Okay.
Um
So someone that sort of left society and were like, oh, watch this. I'm going to make a mystery, and they just, it probably doesn't even mean anything. They were just like, all right, and then we're going to throw in some porn in there, some science, and then
some flowers,
And
some animals, some people not fucking.
and we'll see how it turns out in the end. And we're going to be dead by then, but it'll be pretty funny.
A Russian linguist, I don't know why they are Russian, but a Russian linguist wanted to fuck with people.
So, yeah,
So they wrote it in multiple languages.
It's not. It's written in one continuous language.
Oh, okay.
And two, it's weird that it's a Russian linguist, considering the letters roughly translate to English.
Did we wait? Hold
Again,
on.
A
linguist.
Russian who speaks
Oh,
English.
yeah.
A very cunning linguist.
In the 14th century.
Yeah, in the 14th century.
Not that far-fetched.
Yeah,
Right?
what?
It's fine.
So the actual Voynichese is interesting. It runs from left to right, like English and a few obviously most other languages in the world. The letters consist of 1 or 2 simple pen strokes. So like it can be made by like or just
They were just bored of writing the whole word and
yeah, they'll just
shorten
do
the word
shorthand.
with
Yeah,
strokes.
Really weird cursive, like really lazy cursive.
yeah.
Like your grandma's cursive.
There
Oh,
are-
When
okay.
she writes
burned.
like your
Yeah.
birthday cards and you can't read a fucking thing.
Yeah, my
Like-
grand sends me e-birthday cards, so... Yeah. Yeah, there are 20 to 25 distinct letters, and none of the words go above 10 or below 2 letters. Like, there is
Okay.
no A, I can't think of any other single letter words. Are there?
Fuck. I mean,
You.
there is, but I mean, a lot of it is also probably slang, and I'm pretty smooth-brained right now, so I can't really think of any.
Yeah, it's great you're being smooth-brained. Yeah, it means I get to tell you shit. Okay,
Yes, you wrinkly-brained
So-
bitch.
there are 2 margins on either side of the page, with ragged writing occasionally in the right margin. Sometimes in Latin, and not Voynichese. So, the main theory pertaining to that, why there is Latin in the margins and not Voynichese, is that...
Religious?
no, like, previous owners of the book have basically gone and tried to translate it.
Okay,
These
I
people
see.
who spoke Latin, because it was the 14th century and English wasn't a thing then. Sorry, when I say the letters roughly translated to English, it's English lettering which did exist back then, not the English language.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, that's my mistake. So, where was I? There were stars in the left margin to indicate something.
Space, obviously. What else would stars be?
I mean, you're right. I don't know.
Maybe they did really good on the test and they just got a star.
And you
Gotta-
get a gold star.
A for effort, buddy.
I couldn't read it. Gold star.
Yeah.
Like marks, like this page I can't fucking figure out, so just mark it with stars and we'll come back to it later.
Yeah, you sound like most of my English teachers. There are actually very few repetitions of labels on all the diagrams. So, like, this one, you will never see the same labeling system twice. Or, well, very rarely.
Okay, well, whatever's in this book is obviously top fucking secret, and the writer didn't want anyone to know what the fuck was going on, so they did
Evidently.
multiple
Because it was a diary. They really... They made an entire new language so they could keep all their secrets hidden.
How can I hide my diary from Mom?
Yeah.
Make a new language,
She'll never
throw some
know.
porn in there, and Mum will be very confused.
Yeah. That's how we confuse the parent. This is Parent Trap all over again. So yeah, any other theories? Just before I continue on?
I mean, mine's either some weird journal, maybe something to do... Oh, I have no fucking clue. Whatever I've said before, that.
Aliens.
Oh my god. There's always one.
Yes.
Aliens.
We've
This
gone there.
book was
Right?
aliens.
Hold on a second, I'm
This
going to
book
throw
was
my 2
alien.
cents in. Soviets.
Bigfoot.
The Nazi,
aliens
the
come
Nazi
down,
emus.
drop the book by
Okay.
accident. The aliens dropped the book by accident,
Has that
and they're like,
episode
where the
been
fuck is
released
the book?
yet? Was that from the Mothman episode?
I have no...
Yeah, that
But
episode's been
Mothman's-
released.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
feel free to reference the Soviet emus.
We also
Forgot that
we
was
also
true.
get all the episodes before you. Suck it, regular listeners.
Suck it,
Get a
green
Patreon or some shit,
I
but
don't
even then
have
we
a
get it for
Patreon.
free. Yeah, I
The
know.
moment I get a Patreon is the moment I get a listenership.
The moment I get a Patreon is the moment I get an OF.
I don't even... Oh, OnlyFans. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Shut up.
Stick around, I might plug it. I'm joking, no, I don't. Not yet, at least.
And then I'll plug it.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah. Okay. So the first confirmed, I say author in my notes, first confirmed owner of the book was a 17th century alchemist called Georg Barashek? Barashek. I don't know.
Georg Bagashek. Okay.
He was really puzzled by the book and stated that the manuscript had been taking up space uselessly in his library for many years.
Yes, someone who owns a library decides this one book in particular is taking up room.
I mean, if an alchemist... fuck's sake.
Alchemist.
If,
Alchemist.
shut up. If an alchemist can't so
Do you want to try that sentence
Maybe
again?
have some water.
I can't speak.
Evidently. Carry on.
No, I've dropped it now. It's gone.
Okay. If you think of it again, come back to it. Anyway, for many years, the scholar... Oh, God. Why did I pick a mystery with loads of hard-to-pronounce names? Athanasius Kircher, from the
Kesha?
Collegio...
Kesha?
It's not Kesha.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry, K-E $ ha.
You're gonna put like brackets in it and like to have the sounding it out. You know, they have in the dictionary to split up.
$ sha. No, wait, ha. Anyway, yeah, so this guy from the Collegio Romano, which roughly translates to College of Rome, published a book translating Egyptian hieroglyphs, and Baresh, whatever his fucking name was, sent a copy of the manuscript to him for help. This wielded nothing. He was like, fuck, I don't know.
It's like he was like, oh, you know what? My friend who knows hieroglyphs might know this. It's just like it's like having someone like knowing someone who is Japanese and then you try and show them something that's Chinese.
Yeah.
It's like, here you go, you know this, right?
This is roughly Asian.
No.
Roughly Asian.
Roughly Asian. Name of my new band. So when I'm gonna say this differently again. When Baresh died, it was passed to his friend Jan Marek Marci in Prague. Who
Prague, love Prague.
Yeah, Prague.
Yeah, Prague.
Yeah.
Shout out to Prague.
He then gave it to Athanasius Kircher anyway, so it kind of went from Baresh to Kircher,
From
back to
Backrash.
Baresh.
From Backrash to Kesha
from
to back to
Backrash
Backrash.
to Jan Marek Marci, then back to Kircher anyway.
He didn't like his birthday gift.
It was less of a birthday gift, more than I've died, I've left you this in my will gift. Very good.
You know what? I don't want
Yeah.
this anymore. Dig.
Dig.
Here you go. dig.
Okay.
Bury.
So, from then, in the 17th century, there were no records of the book for about 200 years. The most common theory is that it was held in the library of the Collegio Romano until the city was captured in 1870 by the troops of Victor Emmanuel II of Italy.
Did they also say it was taking up a lot of space?
No, but this Victor Emmanuel II of Italy was basically trying to get rid of all the papal states in Italy. So, out with the Pope, in with the Italy.
Out with the Pope, in with the Italy.
Yeah. At least that's from my best understanding of the whole situation. And then it fell into the hands of our good friend, Wilfred Voynich. Voynich? I still don't know. It's the name of my goddamn podcast. You should think I should know.
Yes.
My only thing is, if it was in a library, wouldn't it have been booked? Because libraries have to keep track of everything.
Yes, but this is a library in the 17th century.
Yeah, okay.
Before the Dewey Decimal System.
They may have had another system, okay?
Did the 100-year-old
Alphabetical
lady,
order is a thing.
Did the 100-year-old lady like put it in her computer?
I don't know how to work this newfangled computer technology.
Let me telegram it.
So yeah, no records for about 200 years. The next confirmed reporting site was in the hands of Wilfred Voynich, a rare book dealer.
I keep thinking you're gonna say Wilfred Wolfstash every fucking time you say his name. I'm like, this is the wrong...
This isn't Markiplier.
This is the wrong bit.
Wrong bit.
Wrong bit.
Wrong mystery.
The
mystery of Wilfred
Wolfstash. Anyway. So in 1930, Wilfred Voynich died, and it was inherited by his wife, Ethel Voynich. When she died in 1960, it was left to her close friend Anne Nill, or Annie Nill, I'm not quite sure.
Mm-hmm. Anne Nill.
Anil.
Say
Anal.
it very...
Anal.
Yeah,
No,
I was about to say
left
it
to
really
her friend
quickly.
Anal. In 1961, Nill sold the book to an antique dealer with the most German name ever, Hans P. Kraus.
Hans P. Kraus. Wow.
Yeah. Kraus was then unable to find a buyer for the book and donated it to the Yale University in 1969, which is where he's stayed ever since. And they're the ones who also released the copy of the Voynich Manuscript to the public about 2 years ago.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
okay,
that's actually
so
fairly
they were
recent.
released
Wow.
pretty recent.
Yeah.
So I see why they did it. They're like, all right, we need help
When we
decoding
were in
this.
grade 12,
Oh wait, was that
this
just?
shit
Oh fuck,
was
never
really...
mind.
Yeah, that was 2 years
Oh
ago.
fuck, okay, never mind. I was thinking
that
like,
was 2 years ago? Wait, no. 2 years ago.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I was-
No. I mean, it might have been 2017. It was either 2 or 4 years ago. 2 or 4.
2 or 4. Alright.
You know what? This is something I should fact check.
You know,
I'm
Yeah.
not going to.
Split the difference 3 years.
3 years ago, when we were in year 11. Done deal.
I was gonna say like it's where they. I don't know. It was like okay. I thought they released it like in 2020, but I realized that's not 2 years. That's 1
No,
year
that's
ago.
1 year ago.
I was like, okay, we need help
Yeah,
decoding
the
this.
worst year of
Release it to
our
the-
lives. was
Release
a
it to the
year ago.
world so they can. So someone
So they
bored
have
enough
something
can
to
figure it
do.
out. So someone bored enough can figure it out.
Yeah. Now, I'm about to go into popular theories about the Voynich Manuscript.
Go, right.
Does
okay.
anyone have any personal theories before we go ahead? Apart from aliens, or ghosts,
So-
or a Bigfoot?
Pandora's box.
How does that
In a
even?
book.
It's
It doesn't- it
it's
doesn't.
destroyed the world long enough to where people still don't know what it means. It's a product of Pandora's box.
Very good.
I don't fucking know. Like,
Everyone
if-
who's tried to solve this book has died.
that is true.
That's
Yes, it is.
There are people in the modern day that haven't
Yeah,
died.
and
They
gonna
will
die.
soon.
They will soon, in about, 40 years of old
Yeah.
age?
Maybe, but still, they
Yeah,
tried to
exactly.
solve the book. It's their problem
Anyone
now.
who's tried to solve it is
That's
dead.
like saying everyone who has breathed air has died.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
prove me wrong.
I can't because it's true.
Yes,
And
exactly.
I'm the one who said it.
Yes, it's true.
Prove me wrong.
Oof. I don't fucking know.
Doggo?
Different now.
Don't bring attention to
I'll have
the
a
doggo.
doggo.
If I was to talk
It's
in a
weird.
in a legit sense, because I can't really think of anything like funny to say.
Yeah, feel free
legit,
to be
I'd
serious.
probably say like I don't know, like someone like in the 1400s was like oh no, was it 15 or 1400? Okay, 1400s.
1400s, 15th century.
Okay, yeah, 15th century. There was I don't know, maybe a farmer of some sort, or I don't even know, someone that in the city was like, okay, I'm gonna keep track of my life. I don't know, maybe they're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna make this a piece of art, and they just made it so no one understands it, and it's just full of, I don't know, people, porn, flowers, and science.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just a
I
personal
still
journal.
think it's like a fairy tale book without being like about like fairy tales and
Right,
shit
right.
because there's like a bunch of like illustrations and like no one can understand it, so it's like a secret like fairy.
This is the proof. Well, no one can see it, but this is the new Hansel and Gretel.
No.
Right, well, an
I
artist.
think that's supposed to be a rendition of a sunflower, so...
Well, they were somewhat of an artist because like look at these fucking drawings, man.
See,
like
if I just had to play devil's advocate with that theory of the farmer, in the 14th century, 15th century, not many people knew how to write.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Like, writing was a thing that the
The
rich,
rich.
and the religious knew how to do.
we can deduce
So-
this to be a man as well because women weren't taught how to read
Also-
or write.
That's a very good theory. That's quite plausible.
So,
yeah.
yeah, maybe like I don't know. So some rich person, maybe an artist, just sort of were like, okay, I'm going to write this. It's my masterpiece, and no one has
My
decoded it.
magnum opus.
It's everyone's own rendition of what it actually means.
Yeah, it's like music, their own interpretation from the book.
Or just art in general, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so some popular theories. One theory on who the author is a man named Roger Bacon, who also went by Dr. Mirabilis, who, if you know a fair bit about medieval philosophy and alchemy, do you?
Absolutely not, but I would love to.
Of course.
Tell me.
It's an alchemist is a D&D thing.
Okay, it's gonna stop you right there.
Have you not seen Tangled the series?
No.
The 14-year-old alchemist boy who we love and know to be Jeremy Jordan is a
You in
fucking
particular.
god.
I have
man,
not seen it. I can't determine if I actually love
My
that.
baby boy.
Actually, no, it's
I'm
a child.
gonna cut this here
Yeah.
before we get into a rant about the Tangled series.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
that's
Anyway.
a good thing.
He was an alchemist and supposed wizard who lived in the 13th century England. He was attributed to being the first in Europe to have made gunpowder, and apparently he wrote the Voynich Manuscript. This is backed up by the plants in the book being possibly linked to alchemy, but it's flimsy at best. Also, when they carbonated the book in the 60s, the material of the book is from the early 1400s, over 100 years after this guy died.
So, an immortal wizard wrote this book, is what you're saying.
Alright, if it's an immortal wizard, where is he now?
I don't know, probably...
It's on a roller coaster in movie world, obviously.
He doesn't age or something. I don't know, he's immortal.
What can
Finn has an
an immortal wizard
absolutely
not enjoy a
gobsmacked
theme
face.
park?
No, he can, but I thought you meant like, he's like, yes, and go on the Scooby-Doo coaster.
Exactly.
I'm
He
working
loves
at
the
theme
Scooby-Doo.
park. That's what I thought you meant.
No, I meant going on the...
Here, come on to the Scooby-Doo coaster.
He's just a tourist, you know?
That's so dumb.
So yeah, an immortal wizard wrote this book. Love
Okay.
it. That's my canon story now. I love it.
Okay.
I think it's true.
Another popular theory is that the whole book was a hoax by Voynich himself. As an antique books dealer, he would have the means and the
Stealer?
know-how. Book dealer.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said stealer. I
Yeah,
was
like a drug dealer, but for books.
Books.
I was like, oh shit, so he actually did steal everyone's work and put his name on it.
No, dealer, not stealer. But yeah, he would have the means and the know-how to make a book like this. However, once again, disproven by the carbon dating.
Damn.
But instead of being 100 years after, 400 years before he was born.
Do you think he just used
I
like
believe
old
that, yeah.
techniques, like how you put tea bag over some paper to make it yellow, like it's old, like
Yes,
a
that
pirate
will
map?
make it look older, but that won't actually make it older.
Maybe how did everyone determine how old it was? How smart were they really?
By carbon dating, it's a very scientific process in
How smart are the scientists?
extremely.
All right, fair enough. Yeah.
So recently, like this is where I was going to 2 years ago. The book was released in 2017.
Okay.
Recently, in 2019, a man going by the name of Gerald Cheshire, a biology research assistant at the University of Bristol, I visited Bristol before actually, claimed to have deciphered it. He claims it was written in a, and I quote, a calligraphic proto-Romance language, which basically means poetic pre-Latin. So a really old, really flowery language.
Okay. So it's an artist.
It's an artist.
Yeah.
What the fuck did I tell you?
Let me carry on. He claims that is, once again, and I quote, a compendium of information and herbal remedies, therapeutic bathing and astrological readings, that it was compiled by Dominican nuns as a source of reference for Maria of Castile, Queen of Aragon. This was ultimately debunked.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
By chance, was it because he was like, oh no, you can't see my research? No. It's what I say, and it can't be disproven.
No, it's because the executive director of the Medieval Academy of America. Jesus Christ, I can say words, you know. Lily Fagan Davis, who claimed that the paper Cheshire wrote on the Voynich Manuscript was just more aspirational, circular, and self-fulfilling nonsense. Basically, he made it all up.
I mean, who wouldn't make this shit up, right?
I'm not wrong.
He made up the translation.
Oh, I'm not wrong there. He was
I
like,
mean, yeah, who wouldn't make up a translation?
Fair enough.
Right.
So I'm right. He was like, oh no.
If you can't translate
you can't disprove me.
You have to make it up.
You can't see my research. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I feel like
it's
the
like,
theory that
oh,
an
okay,
artist
that's a
did
clever interpretation. Can we see what you mean? No.
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 Alright. The last theory that I'm going to prove that other people have posed is that it's druidic, and that all of the plants in the books are real plants which have magical properties. In a similar vein, another theory is that it's religious text and it's written in tongues. So, you know, like when someone...
So, like, the Bible.
So, like, the Bible.
My two theories.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a fucking god!
Debatable.
Come at me.
No, apparently for
Let's
a
go.
god.
Fight.
So,
Fight.
would you like me to tell you my theory?
Yeah, go for it.
And this is all just a bunch of bullshit. But
Everyone take note.
This is something I thought of while I was doing it. This manuscript has got fantastical plants, animals, possibly fake people. It's all written in a secret code so other people can't decipher it. My theory is that it's 15th century D&D.
Oh.
And this
I
is...
should have seen that coming.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Right,
all someone's
right?
just role-playing system that they've drawn out and gone like, yes, and this is the blah 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 plant, which has blah blah blah.
Hi, welcome to the
properties.
secret underground D&D
roll
club.
initiative.
With my ancient dodecahedron.
Welcome to D&D Anonymous. We're here today playing D&D.
Yeah, without showing our faces or using our real voices.
Exactly.
You know,
Schmick.
it's just- I want to see a D&D book based on this.
You know, wouldn't surprise me if something similar would be
Yeah,
made,
I mean,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically where all my paper ends.
Woo!
So, if
That's
you
cool.
have any final theories,
I am a god and it can't be disproven.
Sky.
About the book, so... I mean, I'm thinking it's either maybe some really strange, like, diary that a rich person has done, maybe possibly an artist,
Yep.
and it's just like... And they didn't want anyone else to read it. It was like maybe a masterpiece, or just... I mean, I just sort of combined two of my theories together. It was like maybe a diary and then an artist. It's like just something that, like, this is going to be either their masterpiece, or they don't want anyone reading what was in the diary. So they were just like... They just made up a whole new language.
Alright, and Quinn? Any actual theories other than...
God being a god? Yeah.
Hey, I can be a god and have theories as well. I still think it's an artist, whether that be writer and or storyteller,
Yeah.
who just kind of randomly wrote random shit down.
Yeah. Alright, well, unless any of you have anything else to say, that's, I think, where we'll call it.
Ew.
So, do any of you have any plugs you want to do?
I do. I have a Twitch, and everything else is under crafty_pancake.
Yeah, I'll make sure to put a
Alright.
link of that in the description of the episode. Anyway, I've been Finn.
I'm Sky. Also, just my quick plug. It's Sky Lord. It's Lord spelled LOARDE .art on Instagram. I don't know.
I'll
Yeah,
put
go
a
for it.
link to that in the description again.
Yeah. But
God. I've been Quinn.
Alright. Bye.
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 Bye.